Welcome back. In the last 3 videos, we have made our project compliant with 3 different policies. But these policies were set globally, which means every player has to accept them even if those policies are not applicable to them. So in this video, we are going to enable compliances manually. Let's disable all our compliances. For now, our project is not compliant with any of provided policies. Because we have been working with compliances earlier, we need to remove player prefs so that we could start with a clean slate. Now let's enter play mode. In General menu, I will select Compliances and navigate to GDPR menu. Here we are getting 2 options, enable or disable our GDPR policy. So for example, before our game starts, we could ask our user whether he is a European citizen or not. If he selects yes, then we can enable GDPR compliant and ask for user consent to display personalized ads. In this case, we will apply GDPR policy only for required audience. So let's try to enable it. In the console, we are getting an error saying that our compliant was not set because networks are already initialized. This means our compliances needs to be enabled before initializing networks. But our networks are being initialized automatically when project starts. So we need to disable this function. Let's quit play mode and in the manager navigate to settings menu. Here we can find auto initialize networks option, which at the moment is enabled. But in this case, we don't want to initialize or add networks right away because we might need to enable policies for our user. So let's disable this function and enter play mode again. Now if we get back to GDPR menu and select enable button, we are getting a message that GDPR compliant has been enabled. In the general menu, we can find that GDPR compliant is indeed enabled, but we still need to get user consent. Otherwise, we cannot initialize or add networks. To do this, we need to get back to GDPR menu and navigate to consent window. Here, our user has ability to select between 2 options. Let's say our user allows to show non-personalized ads. And if we go back to the general menu, down below, we can find that user has consented GDPR policy, which means now we can initialize our networks. Great! Now we can display our non-personalized ads for our European user. The same method can be applied to other compliances. We can ask if our user is younger than 30 years old and only then enable COPA policy. Or we can ask whether our user is Californian resident. In this case, we would enable CCPA policy. So that's it with the policies. In the following video, we're going to explore one more feature that the AdKit plugin provides, which will help us to quickly remove and activate ads in our project. So stay tuned.